what we're using is a Raspberry Pi Zero. The reason why I got this is because it uses a mini, not a micro, but a mini HDMI, and it's super tiny. This is it. Little bitty thing. I have 3D printed a holder for it. You can get this in a kit that actually comes with the case, but I got a 3D printer and I thought a keychain version of this was cute. So I'll be probably pausing the video a few times. I'm gonna try and make this as easy and short and sweet as possible, because if you're like me, I just wanted somebody to tell me how to do it and not go into a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so it's in the case. I'm gonna put a link to the case. There's tons of them on Thingiverse, but I had to relieve the case a little bit to get the adapter in that came with the kit. It comes with a power supply and everything. I mean, for $27, 2.5 amp power supply with a switch, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this is cheap. So, but anyway, just giving you a heads up, that's what I had to do on that. Alright, so you'll go to the Digiview's GitHub. I will send a link in the description. One thing that it says about the Pi Zero is that it will have a pretty good amount of latency. So we'll find out and use this tool to extract it. So it is right here. You'll download this for Windows. I'll show you what that looks like once all of that gets downloaded. Alright, now that the tool is downloaded, I'll just go ahead and use it. Your download will probably go to your downloads. So you select your Digiview zipped folder. Select target. This one I'm going to use this SD card and flash it. Yes. It'll ask. It had that Windows command prompt. Just hit yes. So anyway, it doesn't take long to decompress and then flash it. Doesn't take long at all. Alright, it's finishing up and validating. Now, this is small and extremely inexpensive. I've got a P3 that a buddy of mine let me borrow, and also a Pi 4. I said P3, Pi 4. So we're going to give this one a shot and see what it does. I have messed with the Pi 3 and it does work pretty darn good. It still beats trying to output HDMI using their $700 controller, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. This kind of irritates me because, I mean, this is really all we need, right? So why spend a bunch of money? Alright, once it's done flashing, I had to unplug it and plug it back in. You may or may not, I'm not sure. But you go to boot. On the config, you scroll down to the very bottom, and for the Pi Zero, you have to change this to 384. And hit save. Alright, so this is the Pi 3. Runs on a gig of RAM and has a full-size HDMI, Ethernet, and 4 USB. They have a Pi 3A+, this is the B+, by the way. This is the Pi 3B+. They have a A+ that has one USB, full-size HDMI, and that one might be the one to get, to be honest, because I'm kind of wondering how this Pi Zero is going to work. This is the 4. This is what's readily available. The Pi 3s are getting kind of hard to find. Best Buy has a few. You can go to a few different websites and find the 3 B plus and A plus, but like I said, they're getting hard to find. They're getting phased out because of this. The 4 has 2 HDMI, micro HDMIs, runs on USB-C 3.0, 2 USB 3.0s, Ethernet, and 2 regular USBs. And you really need a cooling fan on these. They make some heat. And then this is the little guy that we just built. I had an extra heat sink just laying around, so I just slapped it in there. Yeah, honestly, for this thing, you don't really necessarily need the heat sink for what we're doing with it. So anyway, size difference. I mean, it's quite a bit of difference in size. So anyway, we will fly this and see what it does. Okay, so we're going to fly the Pi 0 first to see the latency and just pretty much how it reacts. So just started raining out here. We'll check the latency on it. I'll do a snap roll right now. Alright, so we'll see how that one looks. Wow, that's some latency. Okay, we'll try the Pi 3 next. Alright, I've got the Pi 3 B Plus plugged in now. I'll see how it reacts. Kids are outside watching. Alright, I'll do a snap roll now. That was horrible, but okay. Snap roll now. And turn around and land it. Maybe. Disarm motors. Well, latency was a whole lot better on that one. Next, we'll plug in the Pi 4, see how it reacts. Alright, so I've got the Pi 4 plugged in now. What I noticed about the Pi 4, the Pi 0 took a very long time to boot, like excessive, like I thought there was something wrong with it. The 3 took a little bit of time, but the 4 is like really fast. So we'll check the latency on that one, on the 4. Arm motors. Disarm motors. Arm motors. Disarm motors. Arm motors. Disarm motors. Arm motors. It's pretty quick. Alright, snap roll now. Alright, check the video out, see how it looks. Okay, so in conclusion, I would say that the Pi Zero is not even usable for spectators. It's really bad. The Pi 3 is going to be the way to go. It's 35 bucks. They are going to get scarce, I think, because they're already getting kind of hard to find, because the Pi 4 is phasing them out. The 8 gig that you saw, though, is $100. That's the thing. It's a lot more expensive. They do make a less amount of RAM versions of the Pi 4, but as of right now, you can still pick up the 3 for the B Plus for $35. So that's going to be the way to go. I'm going to hang on to the Zero. Maybe with firmware updates, they'll make it usable. But outside of that, I would not recommend doing it. I was really hoping that the Zero would work because of its size. I mean, it literally will fit on a keychain. You would specifically use this for basically clients with large screens that you're showing maybe a multitude of people. When I first started flying FPV in 2012, I had a 19-inch screen flat panel TV that ran on 12 volts, and I ran 1.3 gigahertz on. So, I mean, you would use it for something like that. Outside of that, I would probably suggest using either a PC or tablet, because they have a version for this for both, and they work fine. So, anyway, hope the video helped. You got to see what it did or didn't do. And like, share, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. And I'd like to thank our fine sponsors, Benford Tools, Acme Rockets, and Duff Beer. Anyway, see you guys later.